That is in the plans, guys, because it needs one of the weights on the stand, because otherwise it's windy day. It's been the windiest day, windiest time I can honestly say in my existence. Uh, Pond is running today. And I'm hopefully gonna try to figure out how I can keep you from tipping. Hi, Candy K. Welcome on in. How you doing? You guys can put hashtag bless in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. But I've got to get one of those stands so that my thing doesn't go place. But we are gonna get out and about. I have been dealing with some unexpected things, and I'm finally kind of coming out of it, and coming out of dealing with the kind of pain and fibromyalgia flare up with some other things that went on. So um, we are going to get out that next week. I'm hoping to go to the Amish country because I want to see if they'll take some of our soap caddies. Um, I have some more ready to stock up and put in bags. For those that did not see the live yesterday, these are our patriotic soap caddies. And we also did ones for the military. Those are for the Air Force, Coast Guard, Navy, and this one, no, it's not one, it's Marines. And I also did Space Force and I think that's Army. So those are our new soap caddies. Plus, we have the first responder soap caddies. Hi, Lady Sky, welcome on in. We have the first responder soap caddies. But again, we have the Army. These are now available in our merch store. Marines, Coast Guard. No, I'm sorry, that's not Coast Guard. That's just a regular one. That's our regular one. Sorry. The bottom looked like the Coast Guard. Navy. That's Navy. Yeah, Coast Guard. Air Force. And our patriotic US 51. So when you do order any one of our military soap caddies, okay, you get one of these per order. So if you order like a Navy, an Army, or two Navies or something, you do automatically get a patriotic soap caddy for free. It is our way of saying thank you for fighting for our freedom, for our military. So if you do, it's one per order. Uh, and we have started something new, and this is something that I'm very proud of. We really wanted to make sure when you guys order the soap caddies that, and they are available on our merch store. We have school bus drivers now too. We have pencil theme ones. These make great teachers' gifts. But we really wanted to spread the blessings to you all as you're giving, as you're getting one, to make sure that you spread the blessings. So when you order one of our soap caddies, right? Okay. You get an extra soap caddy for free. We choose the soap caddy, and it's just in there because we want you to spread the blessings onto someone else. We want you to put a smile on somebody else's face. So when you order a soap caddy from us, even when you order the military ones, and there's a military one in the order, you will get a patriotic one. You can pass it on to somebody. Or if you order a regular one, we're going to include a free one. And we want you, please, we put a little thing in there and we put it in a package. We put this in there. We put a little thank you for your order gift. And on the back is a little card. Hi, Monica. On the back is a little card that we have. And it just says to somebody that you can take out and it's so catty with that little card that says, you're special and you were thought of. And here's something to put a smile on your face today. Love so and so. So we want you to be able to not only, if you order a soap caddy, but we want you to pass another soap caddy onto your bestie. So that's one thing that we're doing with all of our soap caddy orders. And another thing that I wanted to say, if you did order soap caddy or you're interested, I'm going to start trying to I've got to get more yarn. I have to have the money to be able to do it, but I want to start keeping a handful of these at each one of the services in our car or in my purse. And if I run into somebody that has served in any branches of the service or is serving, I can hand them one and I can say, listen, thank you so much for your service. And I can give them one. And so if you're somebody that says, listen, I'd love to be able to do that, and so forth, then if you reach out to me, we'll work out. I think I said yesterday, probably let them go for like $3 plus paying for full shipping, which is $2 off, as long as you're saying to me, listen, I want to have these on hand because I want, usually they sell for $5. I want to have them on hand. So meet somebody that has served in our country, I can hand them this just to say thank you for your service. So we're willing to do a discount if you want to do that. And it's something that we're going to be doing. But if you would like to do that, if you see somebody that served, reach out to us if you want to have like, certain amount in your stock in your car and just be able to see. You see somebody that served in the Navy, you can hand them one. My dad did. So I wanted to put them out there. I would do a little bit of a discount for that if that is something you were planning to do with them. Um, uh, if you're handing them to a friend or someone that has served in the military, um, you know, just you'll get, you know, you'll get the extra, you'll get the patriotic soap caddy, and of course your friend's soap caddy to pass on. But if it's something you were to write, you have to email us for that pricing. Say, listen, I'd like to have, 3 of each one, and work out something special so that you can have them to be able to do that. Another thing that we did, and I haven't packaged them up yet, guys, I got a whole bin. I got to go down the couch stuff here, y'all see. Whole bin full of soap caddies ready to go, guys. I'm ready here. I got to get more because we've got a show coming up on the 3rd. And we also, around Christmas time, we have Christmas soap caddies. Like those adorable. There's actually a Christmas shop down in Berlin. I'd like to see if they'd be willing to have some of these in their store. They do Christmas all year round. I think these would be great in their store. And I can even do the Grinch ones where you put lighter green up here to make it a Grinch style soap caddy. So I can make this more of a Christmassy kind of top for those. But I'm going to go down and see if they'd be something they'd be interested possibly in carrying in their store. But I think those would be adorable for Christmas, holiday gifts and so forth. But I got a bin full, all different colors, and yet they always come out just a little bit different. They really do. We deal with baby showers and weddings. I think they would be adorable. I think for gender reveal, if you were able to have these put in bags, right? We could get them, we could put them in a brown paper bag or something like that, or a bag you're choosing, right? And then you could seal them up and receive them and hand each one. This would be in a bag, right? Hand each one a bag. But this put out in pink. This would be a different pink, of course, but pink for girl and blue for boy. Then they get to take them home and enjoy them. Something to think about if you're going to have a gender reveal. Be absolutely adorable. I'm doing so much organized my colors. I wonder how long they're going to stay like that. Probably not very long, but I tried. And I've got more in the house, more to pack up. We're doing a show on the 3rd, so I need to be ready for that. There's a gentleman that wants us to put our soap caddies out. And I brought, hi knitting, welcome on in. So I have, just so y'all know the process, we do our soap caddies. We take them and we wash them. Every one of our soap caddies are washed before they're put into our bags. Okay. So they're washed and then they're put in Ziploc bags. We take our bags. So I wish there's these things. So across the yard. Anyway, and I did, just so y'all know, kind of park this here because the sun beat my eyes. Anyway, we put them in clean, we have bags that only Ziploc bags that only put in clean soap caddies. That's it. So then they're taken off the rack, they hang dry, and we take them off and put them in here until they're ready to be packaged. Then we go ahead and package them. They don't come out of here until we put them in the package ready to go. And then we prepare them. So when you guys get your soap caddies, you're literally getting them from the washer. We use, of course, of sensitivity. So it's allergy free, uh, soap. It's all free and clear. uh, And not, we do not have a cat, we do not smoke. So the only thing we do have is a dog. That's it. And she's a short hair, Mocha's short hair. But anyway, she's not anywhere near these. And so we take them, we put them in here, and then I package them up, and they go right from here to the bags. So we try to make sure that they're clean and ready for you all to use and look nice when you receive them. So when you receive them, we're going to hand them off Sunday. So I figured I'd bring these out, and I wanted to show you at the window away. This is our space force map. My hands are always sanitized before I do this. This is our space force. Um, so there's a couple in here that I thought, well, I'll take out. Sure, I can show you all. Just I really make sure that everything that I crochet that goes out to anybody is hand washed. It's washed before booties are hand washed. Then put them in these bags. I gotta go down the mailbox to put it all in. Put them right in here, right? So that we're keeping everything clean and sanitized for everybody's receiving them. And then I will go when I go in the house, I'll prepare put things on the top. But this is the one for our space. But then they stay in here like this. They do not come out of here until we put that top thing you saw on the finished ones. Just so that we want to make sure everything's clean. This one, that's not this one, sorry. This one is the reason I brought out the pack. That one. Have it in here someplace. I did two. Yeah, there it is. This one, I was inspired. We have one of our family members that actually drives a school bus. And I thought, I don't think of the school bus people. So I did reach out to her. Said, what do you think? She loved it. And actually, the one I made for her, I modified a little bit. So she's going to get one of a kind. Right. I did 3 rows of white. I did like 3 rows of white. Sure. So this is for our school bus drivers. Center, I did a little report with you using AI to drive the school bus. I said, I'll leave the school bus driving to you. She goes, I'm not going to drive a school bus. I'll leave that one up to you, girl. So this is for our school bus people. I'm out here outside, right? Going to rain today. Some point. We'll have some quite some weather, of course, overnight. Still always happens. They always come overnight. But this is for our school bus people. Sandy. I did this as the bottom for the school bus, white just to break it up between so it look like right. And then the black for the black top of the school bus, and there is white if you look on the stop sign. There is a little white, and then the white the tire reflects the stop sign. And so then we did. That's our space force. Army. I had to write them down so I didn't forget them. Did I do bring out? No, I didn't. So I haven't done fire. I did the fire, but I just. Oh, I got it there, maybe. But I'm very careful. Yes. And if you all saw, I did put it out, and I haven't made one yet. And I'm going to kind of make them on pretty much request only. But we can do a soap patty that looks like this. I have to go get the tan yarn for that. So we would use the color that's between the school bus color and I'll show you in a minute. It's called curry. And then silver, which we used on the Space Force one, in the middle of the Space Force, and then or no, pink for the pencil, the top at the end of the pencil, and then the Space Force color, which is a silver for the metal, and then we would do um, and we would do yeah, color between this. I remember this one has a hood. I don't know. So and then I use tan color for like the wood of the pencil, and um then the top of it would be a black. It's a black string. So I think pencil ones, I can't wait to make one of those, but they would work. Now, when we send you or when we send you when you order one, we have these bags. They didn't work out. I was using them for a towel packs. They're not enough. So I actually don't I know I did that. I put a whole bunch in these somehow. They came with one, I don't know. But well, I can't use these going intended. So what I'm doing is when we put your free one and it's passed on to your bestie, we're putting them in these bags. You will receive the front of it. So thank you for ordering. I'm not telling you what to do with it. And then on the back is for what for you to pass on. Already note there for you, but love your name on the bottom for you to pass on to your bestie. So I'm using these up for to send some blessings to other people. I love that. I thought, well, you know what? We're gonna pass some smiles on these people. This is another army one. I'm very careful. And I try to anyway. And I'm a perfectionist. Let's see, it's just a thing. It's not perfect. I'd like to have that professional band, but right now it's pretty good. I'd like to have them more professionally packaged, but we're doing them on our printer with cardstock from Samsung. And right now, down the road, they'll be even more professional. But you know, the gentleman that's going to do that interview, hopefully one of these days, they don't run into emergencies, somebody's sick or something else happens. He said, you know what? It adds a little bit of home, you know. Hi, Cruisin'. Hi, Fairbrooks. Welcome on in. It adds a little bit of, you know, um, a little bit of, you know, what is like, like they're homemade. Um, but I'd like them to look even more. Now, one thing that I'm going to start doing now eventually is we have a Cricut machine and I'm going to start cutting those things. Cricut. Little things so that I can cut it. So I actually have to get more Cricut pads. I'll just sit there and put them on, and it would take me longer, but I would just sit there and watch it. And the ones for the military, I'd like to have those ones cut out on the Cricut so they're all even. That's, it is what it is right now. It's supposed to rain. I thought we'll come out here before it goes. It's raining. Those are a little bit easier. You guys can hashtag blessed for chat if you want people to connect with your channel. These are easier to do on the house, but it was something I wanted to show you. So, well, I'll do them out. So, again, this is Space Force. I questioned whether to do the Space Force, but I decided to do the Space Force because it is part of our service. But I figured that color you see in the middle, to make the pencils ones, there's a color between this color and bottom. I have to do recaps, but just have a color between this color and that color. It's like a curry color. I would use that as the pencil. So you literally have the pink, this color. First you got pink of the eraser, right? And then it would be this color for the metal, and then the yellow, and then the wood, and then the black. So it'd be a little bit more intense, but those are just pre-ordered. Those are if you want them. We also did this is for the fire department, the first responders. I still have to do one more for the paramedic. So I have some on hand. And then this is for the police department. They're all with white tires. All the first responders have white tires. And then the paramedic is this color. And then the middle spot is red. And then top is this color. And all of our first responders have 3 rows. Our military have the 2 rows. So because they just have to be different. That's fine. Anyway. So I'm excited to do pencils, but they would make great gifts for that. So, just haven't had any blankets. Blankets are so expensive. I'd love to do a red, white, and I have a flag. I actually do $60 for 9. I can't do it. Somebody commissioned it. I couldn't do it. I do want to do it. It's a bobble stitch flag blanket. It'd be awesome. Got better. Haven't been able to do it. There's a lady on YouTube, Facebook, and I watch her. Name is Haley Ray. She has dwarfism, but she is such a ray of sunshine. I watch her and she calls her crew turkeys. You know, she says, "Good morning, hi, Amby. Good morning, turkeys." She's just the most happiest sunshine. And I have done a soap patty to send to her. And her husband are trying. Her husband is, you know, regular height, which I give him a lot of credit. I think more young people see that. But she's just this ray of sunshine. They're trying. That's, I want to just say to her, it's pregnant. So I'm going to send some soap caddies away. Because she's just this ray of sunshine. And you know, I also think the exposure would be good. So I want to just thank her. Some days I need that. You know, there was a gentleman on today just spoke in such a way. It was like, yes, he was talking about fibromyalgia. He says, this is not just a chronic illness. It just needs to, you're making this up, or this is all in your head, and it's not happening, and all this kind of stuff. And he said, it is so much. It's something that does. Your pain receptors are broken. Yeah, tell me about it. Um, your normal things that say, okay, um, I'm hurting are broken, and you stay in this level of just things that probably don't hurt because your body's just in this one pretty. I love the way this came out. Yeah, and they come out, especially when you use a variegated yarn, it comes out different. I can do the same with the same yarn. It's this yarn, right? And they all will come out different. But I love that color. But anyway, uh, they were talking about it, and he says, not in your head. It's not only in your head. It's just, it's a true thing. It's truly happens, and your pain receptors are just broken. And, you know, that's why you're feeling fatigued. And he said, one thing that I realized over the past little bit is I'm kind of in that stage of my life where I'm kind of thought I was going through, things, and my body's like, nope, we're doing something else, as all women go through in their life. And he said, when you go through perimenopause, menopause, as someone who has fibromyalgia, that's why your body hurts more because your hormone levels are changing. And well, that explains a lot really past a bit. Don't have to like it, that's for sure. And I don't. So, you not. Oh, if anybody followed my recipe for Yaya's dressing, I'll let you know how it is. But we had some chicken thighs. I took them out of the refrigerator freezer last night and marinating them in my chicken and my Yaya's dressing. I think if it's good enough for the dang on salad dressing, it's good enough to marinate stuff. So looking for marinating stuff. That's for her husband. So I thought that this would be a nice combination, kind of a little bit of, having kind of the same color running through. So I'm gonna send a couple for her to share with other people and go from there. So I will show you my mistake that I'm gonna pass on to my cousin. I see her at Thanksgiving and say, "Here you go. Here's yours, but you get one of a kind," because I realized I didn't think it was good. It was too much white, but the white needed to happen. You know. Sometimes I feel like, sometimes I just feel like I'm not right to complain. I should like it's like today. I could go back to bed. I'm tired. I shouldn't be tired. And it's like you're a little irritable today. It's been quite a past couple of days. I will go and do the recaps tonight. I just haven't felt like it. Um. So anyway, this was my first run at the school bus, and I'll show you from there. This was it, and I did like how much it's way. So I don't know about you, but I like the second version. It's more yellow. So, and I even said it to my cousin. I said, "Which one do you like better, A or two, one or two?" And she said, "I like the more of the yellow. I think it looks better." So she's gonna get this one, and it'll be one of a kind. But I'm not gonna waste it. I don't want to waste it either. But this was the first one I did, and this was the second one. And I like the second one better. So this is the official school bus one. And I said to her, do you mind if you have this one? She goes, no, that's fine. She goes, I like the second one better. But she said, I'll take one of a kind. Well, right. Another thing too, we're at 20, I think, don't quote me on it, guys, 2023 in watch hours. So if we can get them watch hours to 3,000, then on the first, whenever, or the 21st, which is just a couple days away, um, we can at least get partial monetization back. We can get super chats and all that kind of stuff back. So in the interim, if you did want to go to iCoffee and support us in any way while we're trying to kind of go through this part, they do have where you can do it every month if you want. You can just do it once. Um, uh, it would be appreciative. We did have somebody do that a while back ago, but the problem is that you have to have over $10 to be able to withdraw from it. And I think we have five. So we don't quite have enough to withdraw anything from it. So it's just been kind of sitting there, and that's fine. It can sit there. But if you do want to support Mama, um, it all goes to Mama. Um, and you can do memberships right now through that until we have monetization. That's I'm going to put a community post out there. It's not necessary. You guys do so much, and I'm so appreciative. My mother is so appreciative, but it's just I do want to put it out there because it's like I'd like to be able to take you all to another purpose. That you know, I can't do anything. Gas, right? Funds should start. But gas is so expensive, and I know I'm not the only one. But this is another one I did. It's not going anybody. Oh, oh, out there. Oh, oh. There, I put them back in this bag. Next to empty them. I originally, so y'all see which ones I did. This was my original school bus one, but the problem was, is uh, I knew that this was going to take what was going to happen with the yarn I chose for the school bus originally. I thought, I'm going to only get a couple of these out of one thing because the yarn is so it's variegated, so it's somewhat unpredictable. So I decided against it. So no, we're gonna change that. So I thought, let me see how I can do another one that's more, I'm not only getting a couple out of one skein of yarn, or at least the top part of it. And I like the way the other one came out. And I think it looks more along the lines of it. This one kind of looks like a bumblebee. Maybe they're like bumblebees. I don't like them. I like them, but I don't. I'm allergic to them. I don't want them. I have no desire. I had a friend of mine who was very allergic to them. And I was young. And I went to some bush and I rattled around something or other. And it followed me home. And I walked in the house. Next thing I know, it's down. I was not happy. So that wasn't very nice. Then I decided I learned very quickly it was a wasp a couple years later. And I thought, oh, I sat down on like a patio furniture, lay down outside, and I thought, oh, the wasp will move. No, it didn't. Stung me. I both times I got something. I got stung on the backside. This was the one originally I was going for the school bus, Brenda. But I just, again, I think that I like. I don't know what you think. I think this looks more like a school bus in the end than this one did. Have a great evening, Candy K. Thank you so much. You can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. Go connect with her, guys. She's awesome. So I think this looks more like a school bus than this would have if I had kept with using that yarn. It would have been it would look like a regular soap caddy instead of it looking kind of similar, at least with like what I did for the military and so forth. They have like a connecting theme. This would not have looked like it. So I think that this one certainly became kind of like when you do this, they'll kind of all kind of look like that. So I didn't like it. Once I did them, no, that was my original thought. Yeah. But anybody likes a bumblebee, we have this one. And actually, this one, wait, this one, to tell you how variegated this yarn can be, this one that I'm about to show you was one of the reasons that I uh, kind of stepped away from doing that. I came up with a different design for the school bus because you'll see it in a minute. I'm gonna go down. Mailbox house. Mailbox house. Oh, and I wanted to say something too. I'm gonna get that. A second. I'll show you in a minute. I'll tell you. Make sure that this is sealed up, protected. After the email. I started taking vitamin D, and do you think I'm remembering to take it in the morning? No, I just remembered I didn't take it this morning. It's a new habit. Okay, so this was the one I had to actually kind of change it because I started off that skein I was going to use, which is somewhere here, somewhere. It's this. This would be perfect, right? Look at the colors. Kind of school bus colors, right? But when I started the yarn, so I hadn't started it yet, I hadn't used it. That was the start. So I'm like, well, that's not going to work for a school bus because you're not really getting black. You're getting more like a gray color. Then this was the second soap caddy I did that went into more of the black color. And I'm like, this is not going to work. And then I looked at it and I go, okay, let me start pulling the yarn away and seeing what kind I'm going to get for the next I may get two or three of them, the soap caddy out of this. They're gonna be so different that it's just not gonna work. So that's what I like. I gotta change that, and I love the way they came out. I kind of like having our soap caddies, our military soap caddies, our first responder soap caddies, kind of away from these, because then they're gonna look just like this. And so I thought, let's step away from that. Let's make them look like a little bit like their own collection. So I got it kind of like that. I I didn't know it was beautiful out, but it says it's going to rain. And so I thought, well, let me go out. I just felt like I needed to come out, but boy, is it rain. It's what? Well, I mean, it's breezy, but so these are now in here, but they're all fine. So I'm gonna take these out and I will put them in the house and prepare the rest of the stuff. Um, oh gosh. I shouldn't be tired, but I am. I am. I did an army today. I don't have enough on hand. Just and like I said, all of our first responder soap caddies have um white ties. I know you can't see me, but if I put myself over there, I wouldn't have seen any of the screen because And it was, I thought, I don't need to be baking in the sun. If y'all can't tell, I'm very fair skinned and I'm trying to keep myself from, I want to get a tan, but I don't tan. Christina tans. I don't tan. Oh, the thing I wanted to tell y'all. Um, I know I haven't done much of an update when it came to the sending out baby shower invitations. Um, Hi, Share Bear. If you want to know my honest opinion about that, I wouldn't take the time to do it. We received a few things. I'm not going to go into detail. There wasn't much, but the time, the effort, and the cost, I would not spend. I'd maybe send out 10 favorite companies and just send them hoping to get something back. But I really wouldn't go past that. I just pick 10 companies, send them out and see what you got back. Some of them we were not companies that we had bought anything from, so I don't think that they were companies that maybe if we had, they would have. Um, but if my honest opinion would be about it, I wouldn't have, if you had asked me to do it again, I wouldn't have bothered. I really wouldn't have bothered. So anyway, that's my opinion of it. I did take down thing. I was asked to do that. I did do that, but I just wanted to give my opinion. If you were doing it for a wedding or you were doing it for a baby shower, send 10 out. Don't bother with the rest. We had at least 4 or 5 of them that came back with no mailing address that can be sent. Maybe we'll get something back and then I don't know, but I wouldn't bother to send them if I was you. Just send like 10 to your favorites for something and you get something back in return. Wonderful. Other than that, I mean, so I figure I'm gonna give people here. It's kind of why the reasons why they were taken down is because of the response we got back. I figured there's not really much to report on, and if I tell people honestly, don't bother. It's a waste of time and money. So um, that's my sticking. That's how I feel. But other than that, don't know what that is. A bird. It's a bird. So it's like the wind. I don't blame you. It's a bird, and like the wind. So anyway, I'm yeah, but I thought about it. I thought today, I'm like, you know what? That gentleman that I listened to, it's a Facebook reel. And I was like, dang. And he's like, supposed to be like, yes, 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 yes. You know, not imagining that you're not going, you know, crazy or anything. It's just the way it is. Um, Another thing I found too that I'm going to pull as a craft, and I think it's really neat. Um, Another thing to become a grandma, I'm probably going to do with that little one. But anyway, um, is this lady took these pavers, and I was getting ready for the special thing we did with Christina. No, uh, I got some chocolate. I don't know if I really had it, but I have some chocolate. And they took those. So you see the pavers that are kind of scallopy, you know, the scallop pavers. They're just little scallops, and they really sticky. And they're she painted them. She said first I painted them with chalk paint, and I just put like mom on them or something. And I thought it was so cute. And and so forth. And you know, you could paint whatever you put whatever you wanted on mom on it, somebody's name on it, but design whatever you wanted to do. And I thought, well, get one or two of those, and I'll do them with you because I think that they're a great little craft. I saw this little boy who was sitting in the car, was like 10 years old, and he had a crochet hook in his hand, and he was crocheting um a bear for his cousin. I'm like, we don't give these kids enough things like that anymore. But I and then what she did was she had Rust-Oleum, the clear enamel stuff, and she used the UV protection and she sprayed it over that. And I thought, what a cool idea. So I thought, I'm going to get a paver. I want to get a paver. I want to put something on it. Um, because I think it would be really cute. But then I love these little scallop things. So I wanted to grab a couple of them and uh, have you do it with you all and let you see if you can do what this is bluster crochet. That'd be really cute to take it with you and go and stick name on there. I think that's one of the things to do is do bluster crochet. Doesn't have to be perfect. Um, you could actually get probably get letters, sticky letters, and tape that down and put paint over it, and then peel them off. So we could do bluster crochet um, as one thing, and I just thought they were super super cute, so I want to do that with you all. It's not right now. You are changing any numbers. But I will be putting on something for Buy Mama a Coffee if y'all did want to go over there and support her during the time when her channel's down. Because I'd like, people don't realize when you're doing YouTube, you know, you do have expenses. Like, I want to take you all over places. I don't know if I would, if I didn't have a place to go, I probably wouldn't do it. Feeling, feeling the gas. I need new scissors. I also need to get rounded scissors because if I do have to, if I ever do have to go in the hospital or have to go visit anybody in the hospital, you have pointy scissors, they will take them away from me. And I went to Josh that one time at the hospital. They said, nope, you can't. Take your sisters have to stay here because they're pointy. I gotta get some rounded ones. So if they were rounded, you could have them, but you can't have them if they're pointy. Okay. What you in there? Speeder. So anyway. Hi Anthony, how you doing? I don't know if you heard, lost our monetization for right now. That's why Sandy's putting that iCoffee down there. Because apparently we left the partner program. I don't know how we did it because I didn't. Your guess is as good as mine. I was told by YouTube that we apparently lost our thing because we voluntarily left the partner program. I never did that. Neither did my mother. But we apparently hit the button that left it. And I don't remember hitting it. I don't remember hitting it. If you hit this button, you are going to leave the program. None of that ever happened. They can't tell me because we voluntarily left it. So our watch hours are not, our watch hours are sitting at like 20, 23, something like that right now. So we lost it on the 17th. No, I'm not. Like I said, my community won't let you. I put you in the video that I did. It says if you look at the videos, and it's a song called "Built This YouTube Community on Built This YouTube Channel on Community." You're in there, and so we could regain our monetization on the 21st of May because you can come back after 30 days if the watch hours were at the 3,000, 4,000, we could get it back, but they're not there. So once we do get it back, then we can reapply again. Thank you. So good watch. And our neighbor that comes from Mocha so lovingly. Josh's old chair. His old chair that they replaced. I gotta call that to you because I can't figure that out. They said I left. I don't know how I did. I mean, I've stopped guessing. I've stopped asking. Anyway, so our neighbor that Josh got his chair replaced was under warranty, and so our thing was charged like $60 or because we're in an apartment building, so our trash people were going to charge like 60 because we're commercial, like ridiculous amount to take away chair. So we dyed it down, broke it down, and make it go into the bin. But there's this metal part of the chair that my mom found someplace that was going to accept it, but weighs like 50 pounds. So our lady who takes milk of her sons into swimming and all this stuff, and you'll see him go down with, weights and all this kind of stuff to work out everything down the street. And so I said, "Your son want to come lift this thing? Get some workout by lifting it." So yeah, I'll have him come up and help one day. If he wants to come and help lift this thing, and I said to my mom, I said, "He'll probably enjoy lifting it. Get some workout, do it. He can use it if." Anyway, yep, I can't tell you what happened. If I knew, I'd be a millionaire. But if I stayed in the sun, it's a burnt toast, burnt marshmallow. Forget it. Just not doing that. Let's come over here where there's a little bit of shade. What I should do is try to find something like I don't mind getting a little shade. And I should find something I can maybe put on the back of here so that it's kind of like a sunshade a little bit. That would be good. I've tried it my entire life. Oh, let me get a suntan. I go right to toast. I thought I burn, I burn, I burn, I burn. This is our police. This is our represents our police department. And one thing I said when I did the police department was I know that there's people that don't necessarily care for the police department. But there's some good police and there's some not so good police. There's good people and there's not so good people. So, we just have to you have to honor the police officers that do a good job and are out there fighting to keep our streets safe. So not getting into all that stuff. I have family members that work in the police departments. And special. I don't, so I did it and I'm like the fire department need their help. They're the first people we call. Often say jumping into cold rivers or lakes and burning houses and all that kind of stuff. And, and I don't know why on my timeline on Facebook, I've gotten a lot of people, like a lot of timelines that have come up. What happened to my sound? Give me a minute. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me now. Sometimes if I get a text message or something, which I did, let me know if you can hear me now. Do I have sound? Okay, good. Yay. So anyway, again, if anybody missed it, I thought, there may be people, I know there's people, if I didn't say it before, that don't necessarily like the police, don't like police. But, there are lists like there are people, good people and there's not so good people. So, I have family that that is in the police department. So, but yet when we need them, they're the first people we call. Thought it was gonna go the direction I didn't want it to go. But I gotta get a weight. Need one of those weights, like with those big tents that they have. I have. Oh, what is it? Oh, vendors, fence stuff. I need to get those weights. So I can put it on this stand. So I need to go. I have never been. My mother even said, she's like, I've been in Ohio, but boy, did it really get windy this year. We lost our power the day it was like super windy. Just had a lot of windy days. And I really kind of sat because I want to get, I'm going to be sitting now that I'm not dealing with what I was kind of dealing with over the weekend. Um, I'm gonna sit and try to get, and I am limited to some degree because ChatGPT will let me do so many of those shout out stuff and prepare before it says you've done too many for the day. We need a break. So I need to do like certain amount. Anyway, I really want to get ahead because once I become a grandma, uh, it's where I'm just focused on that. And I'm telling you what, guys, if my daughter's over or we're over there, it may be a lot of just, I mean, there's going to be a lot of driving back and forth, but, um, you know, yes, I mean, my focus is going to be, on, one of the things I'm looking forward to so much is just, just holding up, and worrying about the time, not worrying about anything else, just every minute. Because it's, I used to think, and I think when you're in kind of the stage of being a mom, you're you're so busy, you're sleep deprived, all these kind of things, you just can't think of. Just like I can't wait till the next stage. I can't wait till they're doing this. I can't wait till they're doing this. I can't wait till they're doing this. And I know how quickly it goes. Welcome, FC. Welcome in. You guys can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. I just know how quickly that time goes and how you're like the next thing you're doing. Oh, they're all grown up. You know, they're walking down the aisle. They're having their own children. And I, when my niece, my nephew, I didn't get to do it with my nieces, but my nephew, uh, went to especially just like, hand me babies and fall asleep. It was just hand me. Here you go. Within minutes. But anyway, I used to just sit there and I would hold him for hours. But you guys, we're going that way again. I literally thought that I was like, I mean, I could hold him for an hour. And I didn't put him down because I just knew how priceless that was, how precious it was that I was only going to have this time. Stuff. He was walking around and he wasn't taking naps anymore and he didn't want to be held like that. I don't want to ever, I want to enjoy every second. So I'm going to have to be very, very, I'm going to have my neck's going to be a little toasty by the time I get done. I can tell, but I need the song. And my daughter, but yeah, army. So catty. So I don't want to, I want to enjoy it. So I'm going to be very intentional, making sure that I have time for us, connecting with each other, we're out trying to, you know, do other locations. I'm doing diamond painting. I'm doing things that are very, very intentional. Yes, they are. I agree. And, a lot of crocheters will be like, I don't want to do that. But except for like the ones I do that are, like, I'm telling you, I'm having a brain. Um, except for the ones that I do that are these, like the fire department, military. So the rest of them, I always kind of come up with ones different. They always are like, oh, let's see what this one. So even though it's like they're the same, and I enjoy doing a quick project. And I just I love hearing people like Lady Kathy where she works. Uh, she she messaged me today. She knows I love awesome. These are great, and I love getting the ones that get sent to somebody else. They really, you know, I'm disabled, and I really love using bar soap, but I don't like using it because it's so messy. And then it would slips out of my hand, it falls down, it hurts to bend up, pick it up. This I can just, I don't have to do that. You know, I can just sit else I gave to, and so my grandson loves using this because it's really nice and soft. And so I'm like, I love it. And the one lady's like, everyone should have this because she said I had this, and she said it was a lifesaver during my surgery because she said I could only use one hand. And she said when I used one hand, she goes, I was able to do the soap in the one, and she said, you guys really need that. Yeah, outside of my, that was a big spider. I jumped off. Sorry, I did not. I felt 3,000. See. Oh. They can go live happily ever after, but I wouldn't like yarn. No, I'm out. Yeah, or but you're not coming in my. And if my daughter had seen it, would have heard her scream. I don't know if y'all can feel that wind through the thing. Like here, I use. I thought about coming out my flip flops, but I don't. Spiders in here. It's fine about spraying the hair. It would have been absolutely useless when I was bleeding. I sprayed my hair. I don't have much hair to spray. So, an update on Josh's cough. We'll see how it goes, y'all. Those that have been praying. Josh started using Zyquil, I think it was. Zyquil um, was the allergy medicine that he's using, and he has been coughing and coughing and coughing and coughing. He's better. I've been giving him that stuff, which has helped. And I've been also doing lemon and honey and stuff. It just doesn't seem like it's getting better. And so my mother was in the bedroom with him talking about Zyzal. Anyway, there he is. Where's Mr. Buster Crochet? Anyway, and can you somebody put explanation point Chrissy now? CHRISSY. She's only took 25 500. I'd like to hear her there. Anyway, so not that she's gonna necessarily work to monetization, but it would be nice to see her get to that milestone. Anyway, get back if she ever wants to. Anyway, get back to what I was saying. My mother's like, he's just talking to him about different stuff, and he says, starts reading the side effects of that medication. That's why he can't take any blood pressure medication either, because he's starts coughing. And one of the symptoms is cough. And cold-like symptoms, sore throat, coughing. See if all of a sudden his body can't handle it, which is what his body does. It's like he can handle stuff, and then all of a sudden his body's like, nope, we're not handling this. So I'll let you all know. It's like, I'm going back to Zyrtec. Maybe Zyrtec will work now because I know. Tell you where that can go. It's a beautiful day outside, windy. I need one of those thingamabobs. You can tell how much the wind is going. I've almost lost the stand. So anyway, um, anyway, so we'll see if he stops using that. And we'll know that it's that. I'm done with that medicine. And be praying that he doesn't have any the side effects he read to get off of it are not fun. So be praying he doesn't have any side effects from it. If you're on that and you're having those kind of symptoms, you may want to check and think of your medicine. I didn't think he had changed medicines. I thought he hasn't had any new medicines. He's only been taking it for about 4 months. All of a sudden, this guy's like, nope, we're not doing this. And it has to come at night, right? It has to come at nighttime. We all have to have this severe weather at nighttime. Don't know why. That's why I decided to come out now, even though it doesn't look like it's going to rain. And it looks beautiful weather. I know it's like people are like, oh, come out before the rain. She must be something. She must not be with it or something like that. I knew that by like 8 o'clock, she's saying 6:40. So like by 7:40, it's gonna start like really. They're gonna start turning. So that I last time I was out yesterday was out here till 8:30. It's not happening today. Even though it is literally blue skies, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's beautiful. But I'm gonna need to get something for um back here. Something so that I can put it up so I don't get a sunlight. Trying to stay forward enough. But if I put it back there, guys, I wouldn't have seen y'all because it's literally when I put y'all in the sun, my camera didn't like it. And I can't read anything. And you much rather look at the beautiful scenery behind you than this. It's coming in an hour. I'd like to. We may stay out here just to see. I know I need to come in before it happens. See what happens. It changes. I do need to get down to the post office or a mailbox and pick something up if any of that happens. It's another store locally I want to try to get to. Just got to I wanted to go down there anyway. So just another time to go. I think they would be some. Fire department. All of our ones, the police and the fire department all have, and then the paramedics all have the white um stripe or the white tire. The Army, the Navy, the Marines, and the Air Force have a matching tire to the bottom. But it's just like you wouldn't think that severe weather is on its way. Interesting to see. There's a place, and we sat on it for a while. And it would just be really cool to take the thing and do live from there. Just take my crochet hook. So aside, there's a place down in the Amish country. We've always wanted to eat, but they are they're really good. It's pizza, like breakfast food down there. We'll see what happens. See what changes the world, right? You wouldn't tell that anything's coming. I think I need to make myself cotton hair thing just to put around my neck, or not around my neck, but just around here. So that a day like this, I can. Hi, Joan. Welcome on in. We are making, we're sitting here, we're just connecting and growing, getting to know each other. You guys can put hashtag blessed in the chat if you want people to connect with your channel. We're just a channel that's just full of community. We have recipes and all different kind of stuff. And right now I'm sitting out here trying not to bake in the sun. I'm making our silk caddies. We do all different ones, but I'm finishing up. These are also on our merch store, but this is our Army silk caddy. Yep. Um, this is our police inspired silk caddy. And this is our fire department soap caddy. We are working on the paramedic soap caddy. They're in our merch store. We have all of the branches of service. We have regular soap caddies. People can order. Um, we're having a show come up in our area. And the gentleman wants me to bring some soap caddies. So I'm trying to work on having soap caddies in stock for that event. They're ready. We have them in some of our local stores in the area. We also have regular silk caddies. So I do lots of silk caddies. But we do a lot of crochet connection. Crochet hook is required. We have recipes, we have singing, daughter sings, so I put it on there and play the flute. Which reminds me, starting tomorrow, I gotta get on the flute, so I'm gonna do flute church on the 7th. So I better get cracking with that one. On occasions I do, we sell them in outdoor markets. Another thing that we are starting to do, but we're working on, gas when we can afford the gas to do it, is I got this rocking chair as an anniversary gift. I always wanted one. Got it from Sam's Club. My husband got it for me a couple years ago. And we take this rocking chair. We recently went to Charles Mills Lake. Beautiful, beautiful scenery here in Ohio. And we sat the rocking chair out. We sat live out about 2 hours and just let you. This is not far from our house, so we do this one a lot. But Charles Mills Lake is beautiful, and neither can I. I have this pattern of memories. Um, and we went to Charles Mills Lake, and we just sat the rocking chair out. So we take this rocking chair places, and we're starting to take this rocking chair in our thing and take you on the road with us a little bit. Uh, Charles Mills Lake, we could probably go sit about 10 different places in there, and you guys get a different view every time. Another one we want to take you to that I've taken you to, but I've never taken my crochet stuff with me that I want to do is Mount G's, which is famous for Shawshank Redemption, was filmed with that. Another place we'd like to do is go down to the Amish country. We're about an hour away from the Amish country. We're going to take some of our soap caddies and see if they'll put them in stores. Two of our local stores in the area have them. One of our local stores has sold about 6 or 7 of them already. We want to see if the Amish country would take some of them for down there. But we'd like to be able to set the rocking chair and this up someplace down there and let you see maybe the horses going by, the Amish buggies. And just the Amish country down there is just stunning, beautiful. We'd like to be able to do that. So one thing that we're doing is trying to find places with Charles Mills Lake. There's Mount G's, there's other parks in the area that are just gorgeous, that are Ohio views. They're just absolutely breathtaking. Um, and like I said, Charles Mills Lake has one section, 10 different places that I could sit at different views. Mount G is the same thing. You can sit, you can literally like move the chair to like 10 different places and you have different views. There's the dam side of Charles Mills Lake. There's another beautiful park area. There's just tons of places to go sit. And just take you along. And, I think that people, with uh, crochet hooks forget that you could take your crochet outside, depending on the project. If I had a blanket, and that's one of the reasons I do soap caddies outside. I love doing but they're hard to do in a lot of different places. But I can take these soap caddies any doctor's offices, work on it, and have just yeah. And but I think that we forget if we take our stuff, especially if it's a small project, and take it outside and go just sit and just kind of de-wind. And we let you enjoy the beautiful fountain behind us and wherever we're sitting. I just think that we forget it. I deal with fibromyalgia on a daily basis. So hard to get out and about. And so I find coming out here, sitting out here is helpful to me. It gets me out of my house. I sit a lot in my bedroom because my husband likes to watch his stuff. I like to watch my stuff. We watch stuff together. Um, and then that way, that way I can sit here and enjoy it. And it's just so relaxing and peaceful. I get outside, I get a chair, I get some sun. I only have a brief period of time because we have winter up here, but I just enjoy it, and I enjoy taking you all along wherever I'm doing it. I have my good days and I have my difficulties. And days when I can't do it, days where I need to do something else. But trying to make sure that I want to do another. I think I have another one to do another Air Force, and I would have. Well, I'm sending one of each one, so it's nice to send somebody else. I won't have that one, but I wanted to have a couple on hand. And responders. Come on in. You put hashtag plus. Oh, no, you have explanation point Gail. I forgot. So We have a lot of different things. Oh, Gail, I found out why lost our monetization. Not that I can begin to understand. I can't. We lost our monetization because supposedly we left the partner program. We never left. We never hit a button. Mother never hit a button. Check my security to make sure that that wasn't an issue. That wasn't an issue. But they said we voluntarily left the program. I didn't do that. My mother didn't do that. Don't know how that happened. We left. We voluntarily left the partner program, which means that we would have had to hit a button. We would have had to, I guess there's a way you can opt out of the partner program. You say, I don't want to be involved in it anymore. Apparently, we did that. We didn't hit a button. We never received an email except for that our memberships were paused. We never saw anything pop up that says by hitting this, you're confirming that you're voluntarily leaving the partner program. Never happened. My mother never did it. Our security was not where we were logged in. Nobody else tried to log into our thing. But apparently we voluntarily left the partner program, even though we never left. And there's no way for them to research it because we voluntarily left. So they can't verify that we left because we left, but because we supposedly voluntarily left, they can't check it. There's no way for us to appeal it. Absolutely no way. The whole thing doesn't make sense. We would have never left voluntarily. I think there was a fluke. I don't know. So supposedly that's what happened. If we had our watch hours at the 3,000 and the 4,000, we could re-sign up on May 21st because we have to wait a month after supposedly leaving the partner program, voluntarily leaving. We would have till the 21st, May 21st, because it happened on April 20th. But our watch hours are sitting at 2023. So we can't do that until they're at the 3,000, and then we can apply for that. And at 4,000, we can finish the rest of the monetization. So we're sitting at like 2023. I don't begin to understand it. It doesn't make any sense. There's no appeal. There's no investigation. There was no email. There was nothing that I saw that I had said, oh, by hitting this button, you are voluntarily leaving the program. Confirm that you want to leave. Nothing. So if you guys are, and I didn't hit it. I know I didn't hit it. I wouldn't have hit it. So if you guys are in if you're in the partner program, be careful which button. Yeah, absolutely. There's no way for them to check. None. They can't. Because we voluntarily left the program when we did. The whole thing doesn't make any sense. None of it. Not one bit. But we'll figure it out. So anyway, that's the scoop. Oh, I cried. Believe me. The only thing that we got that supposedly meant that we voluntarily left the program was that we got a thing that said your memberships have been paused. And I said, what? I thought it was due to lack of watch hours. It had nothing to do with that. We didn't voluntarily, we didn't violate anything. It had nothing. That's what they said. And I have the email. And they said, I said, can I appeal this? No, can't. Because you supposedly have to make sure that like you have got to be kidding. So that's the scoop. Anybody that can help with watch hours, I am beyond grateful. We'll get there. They're going up. We'll get there. I mean, we're not starting at zero. We're not, once we get to the 3,000 and the 4,000 watch hours, we'll be fine because we have the 3,000 of the watch hours. So once we get there, we'll be back to where we were, you know, once, you know, once we hit that, we'll be back to, we'll be fine. We'll reapply. Hi, Tuber Chat. Welcome on in. And I love the way you said that the other day, because I never thought of that. Where you said to some degree, I consider, marrying Kathy's channel, and Kathy is my mom, a homesteading channel, because Mary's out. Yes, absolutely. I will definitely, for sure. We can do that. Mary goes out, she takes you out and about, she shows you around. Well, I never thought of that. Thank you. We're gonna stay out. Apparently, we're supposed to get some. You can't tell it from the sky, can you? But apparently, we're supposed to get some severe weather here in about another half an hour. I'd like to see what it's gonna look like. I saw it. That's why I came out, because it's like babies. They come in the night. Severe weather has to come out at night. And I was like, I was gonna start back on Blessings Through Connection again, and I'm like, I can't do any of that now because I gotta focus on this. And a lot of stuff is changing next month because I'm gonna become a grandmother. So we're kind of on grandma watch here. So I mean, next month is the official time, but it can happen at any time, right? So it literally can happen, I bet. So anyway, we'll see. It'll all work out. We have a strong community, which I'm very grateful for. I bring my little feely thing to the birthdays going because I can never carry it. Got my stand and my yarn. And I don't know if you saw, Gail, but we did. I put them up there. I put a short up there for it. But we did. We have our patriotic soap caddy. And then we've also done all the branches of service. We have Marines, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard, Navy. Of course, we have our regular soap caddies. Local stores. So we changed the packaging to make it look better. And then we also have, I haven't done it yet, but I've got to get the yarn for it. I have to wait on that. We have pencils, inspired soap caddies. We also did fire departments and police department, and we also have paramedics. So we have our first responders, and we'll have make sure I go off the right one because I changed it up. We have our school bus inspired silk pattern. So for our school bus drivers. Wait to leave this over. I'm working on the paramedic soap caddies. So we have the first responders, we have our regular soap caddies, we have pencil inspired soap caddies. And so I don't know how many soap caddies I've done, but I've done a lot. And if I can use things up benches, footrests, and wood. Yeah, I have a relative of mine that drives a school bus. So I said, "You're big." Oh, well. So I made the seat. I said, I'll leave it bus driver. Sounds like a good deal. Kind of got the idea after we did our patriotic soap caddy. I'm like, I should do one that represents the Navy, the Air Force, and so I just want to see. Let's see, what time is it? 7:04. I mean, I'm feeling the sprays, but it's coming from the fountain. Huh. And I don't want to go in when it's pouring either. Don't sprays, but it's coming from the fountain. Still no. I've stuck guessing Ohio. I have whether it's Ohio weather. I don't guess. It's so fickle. Plus, I gotta go down to the mailbox before disposable weather starts it. Packages. Package. I don't remember being this windy ever. I remember being windy, really windy this year. And make one more Air Force one. Probably not gonna have too many like paramedics or fire. They're gonna be more for like orders. So like when we do the show, I'll have them as examples, but they'll kind of be special orders. So if people want to order them, we'll have to prepay for them, and then we'll meet someplace and I'll give them to them. Mail, if they want to pay mailing, that's fine, but we're gonna definitely do that. Let's say about chicken in the Greek dressing. Not happen. It's already 7 or 8. You cook it, and it needs to be ready for everybody that wants it. I do love coming out here though. The birds, and I saw the geese had a family. They'll be coming back next year. I just look right. Okay. Except for the, except for the. Look at the sky outside. Severe weather. And the snow goes. Handmade. I could do more Marines, but then I'd be off kilter. I'll probably just save them. That way, if I need to make them, then I'll have the yarn. I want to start working on the coloring and stuff that I have. I need more yarn. I need more cotton yarn. I was thinking next month. We can get it on. Just ordering like free shipping is like $60 through. What is it? What it is? Oh, Hobby Lobby. Like $60 I could get. Oh, they go for about $4.49, but you can get them for like nine. But it comes out like $3. So if I got $60 worth of yarn, 3 times 6 is 3 times. I know I don't do math well. 3 times 6 was 18, right? Yeah, 18. So every roughly about 20, I could get 12, 18. So it'd be almost 18 skeins of the type. get it. So, oh, okay. So eventually, I think what I'm going to do in the merch store is I'm going to go through all the colors that Hobby Lobby has for cotton yarn, put them in the description for the plain soap caddy. Just the solid colors, not the top colors. You guys get to choose the bottoms, not the tops. Because unless I have them kind of pre-made, but still, it's just too much. I mean, it's like the one lady that said she wanted green. I had several different ones to choose from, and I sent it to her. But there was like sending her 7, 8 pictures, and then having to take them and label them, you know, 1, 2, 3, and get the one that she wanted. So I'm just thinking if I put in like 1, 2, 3, the colors, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, right? Being able to put the colors in the in the in the descriptions, be able to, whatever it is, like 1, 2, 3, 4, all the colors in the description of the on the merch store, and then being able that way you guys could choose the color. Like I want sage as my bottom, then that way I can do that color, but then I get to choose the top of it, and then just put yarn is subject to change because they do change their color. So like they may have sage now, but in a couple months they may not have sage. So when I go back to check it, it may be like not, I may not be able to get it. It may be a color I can't get, it's out of stock, or it may be, a color that they discontinued and not had anymore. So, you know, and just one thing I do want to put out there, if anybody does want to send a Hobby Lobby gift card to our PO box, then, for the for cotton yarn, I would use it solely for the purpose of creating more of the military soap caddies so I can have them on hand to give to our military vets if I spot them. Focus on when she wanted to come over, but she comes over to get it. We will put it back inside. And we're so thankful she does. I think she's totally enjoys walking Mocha. This is a different kind of walk. So there's the bottom of the the uh, the the paramedics were kind of hard to decide what to do because, and then when I did like the chat GPT and I had them do a thing for the merch store, it kind of put a green in it. I'm like, I don't remember green. Green wasn't one of the colors. So I'm like, okay. No, another thing that I want to start doing, and I'm really seriously thinking about ordering one. I'd have to put it on Red Bear credit card, but I'm seriously thinking about ordering a juicer. I've thought about it recently and start doing like juice recipes because I've really been researching. One thing is, I don't know if people know it, but Josh has about 4 teeth. Um, he didn't have yeah, I have a wonderful mother-in-law, but she really didn't always care for him in the best manner. She didn't also have the money to care. She did the best she could, as all mothers do. And she ended up he had his body attacking the animal. I think it was probably part of what goes on with the Kleinfelters. But there are things that he can do they could have done to protect his teeth. His niece has the same issue, so I think it's part of it's hereditary. Um, and so anyway, he did not have that. So he has about 4 teeth. He needs to they need to put the dentures in that snap in because he didn't do well with the other kind of dentures. But he doesn't get a lot of his fruits and vegetables in because of that. And he is limited to what he can. Can't have broccoli because it bothers him. He can't have vegetables, it bothers him. And so there's so many things. Yeah, he can have spinach. He can't have cucumber because he's allergic. He can't have the melon because but he can have some. He can have green beans. He can't have spinach. He can't have asparagus. Um, can't have beets. He can't have different things. He can't have orange and all that other kind of stuff, and pears and so forth, and apples and so forth. But apples are very easy for him to eat. I've really been thinking about maybe investing not only in him as me juicer. Uh, One of the things I did see recently is they struggle with a little bit, or and they tried to give me iron, and I felt awful jittery on it, which is not a feeling. And um, they wanted to do iron infusions, but I've been seeing like people that do iron shots in the morning where they do the beets and the apples and all this kind of stuff. They prepare those things and so forth. And I'm thinking, I'm wondering if it would be for his well being in mind to kind of get a juicer and be able to do some juicing. I'm thinking, I think I can get one on Wayfair for like $60. May not be the best one out there, but I'm seriously considering it. And finding recipes that would be uh, uh, both for for inflammation, which he struggles with, and all those other kind of things uh, that he kind of struggles with, and I struggle with. And testing some of the recipes out to see if they make a difference, and being able to share the recipes with you all. So I've been kind of contemplating a little bit of maybe thinking about investing in a juicer for that reason, and seeing if it makes a difference, and being able to come up with some recipes that I can share with everybody that may be helpful to someone else kind of going through what we're going through. Because there's juices you can make that are supposed to help with anti-inflammatory, and you can blend them up in your blender, and we have a blender, but the juicer really makes for really gets everything. I mean, it just you put everything out, and it really juices all the nutrients. So I was thinking I may end up doing that. I mean, it feels kind of thinking about it early because I'd like to start doing like the beet one. They also said another thing too. Cherries were very good for those that were pain patients. So very good. And I noticed when I had cherries, and cherries can be awful expensive, but when I had cherries, they were very helpful with thing. And they said to drink dark cherry juice. Well, you can get frozen cherries and chop them up and do all that. But I've just kind of thought about it. I thought, I may end up doing that because there's a lot of recipes out there for um, juices that you can use that will help with inflammation and all different kind of stuff, and then be able to do the recipes and tell you all about it. So I would get the juicer on. I tried to find a juicer that if I got on Wayfair, I could do it on Amazon. So I could share it with y'all. So something I've been thinking about. I don't know if I'm gonna do it yet. I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but something that I kind of go, I wonder. I mean, they have ones for diabetes. They have ones for all different kind of things. I don't know if I'm doing it. Something I've just been thinking of. So that sky is kind of beautiful. I don't know if it's gonna. What it's gonna do. There's a speeder on top of my phone. It's nice to see the clouds kind of they change a little bit. I don't know why I get the yarn. Always wants to make yarn, but I understand that. So I did not release yesterday. It's just not. It's not happening. I didn't release the recaps. I gotta go in the house and do those. And I have to do a. I have a couple. I had a. What was it? I can't think of it was now. I had Oh, I had a shout out for today, but I only one for tomorrow. Let's do one tomorrow for tomorrow. Do the recaps, which usually come out Monday, but I wasn't having it yesterday. Burst, my favorite, said nobody. Well, to roll them in. You can see him in the back. Blue skies. At least I'm not sitting here baking in the sun. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful right there. What's going on behind me? Someone come through and help. Oh, and I have got to get this other package ready. Can't go out to the first one. It's beautiful that happening behind me. I just pulled this. I think I would like to try to. Are you gonna untie? So we're probably gonna stay on here another little bit. I'd like to get in the house before it pours. I'd like to go down to the post office. See the fog's rolling in. Come on. I can't get past this because it's all knotted up. I was like to try to get my walker out. And just get in. It's not that. I haven't been able to walk past it. I gotta see what that thing is when I get up. Also caught in the rain. So yeah, I've always said to people, I can dry. Like you said, you never know when it comes to Ohio weather what it's going to choose to do and not do. After as soon as we finish this soap day, I'm probably gonna go and then the shout outs. Time to change yarns again. Hi Andrew, welcome on in. We're finishing up one of our paramedic soap caddies. And then I'll have two of each one. Of course, I'll be sending one off, but I wanted to have a copy of it. Of course, I get the yarn to cooperate with me. I have to you gonna have the same problem over here. We have plain soap caddies, but we do our first responders and our military and have those ones too as well. Product ones, school bus drivers ones, pencil ones. We'll be fixing that one. Maybe not want to deal with that one again. Oh, we'll be fixing that. Oh. Hi, Carol. It is soap caddies. We're still working on, I'm going to be working on soap caddies for a long time. But we have done our recent kind of nod to, we're in our merch store. We have our military inspired soap caddy. There's our Army one. We have one in Navy, one for Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, and Space Force. If I'm forgetting one, I'm sorry. And then we have one for the police department, we have one for fire department, we have one for school bus drivers. We have our regular soap caddies that are good for any kind of gift for anybody. Pink, green, all different kind of ones we make, all different kind of colors. So we are doing a local show in the area coming up on the 3rd. Yes, it is. And so I need to have soap caddies for that show, but I'm also saying out patriotic soap caddies, which is our red, white, and blue. This is our patriotic soap caddy. And Marines. So we have all the branches of service, and we have the first responders. And of course, we have just our regular soap caddies. And our local area, there's 2 shops that have our soap caddies, and we're working to get them in other places in the local area. And so we started doing special collections. We have this is our school bus driver inspired soap caddy, and we have different ones, regular ones, and all different kinds. These are regular soap caddies. These haven't been finished packaging yet, but brought them out to say what the designs on it. So there's 2 shops in our area that carry our soap caddies, and we're working to get them in there in the local area. I'd like to take them down to the Amish country, and then we're working to get our monetization back because apparently we voluntarily left the partner program, which we never did. There's no way for them to research it because they cannot research it because it was done voluntarily. So we are working to get our monetization back. We apparently left the program. I didn't click any buttons. Mother didn't click any buttons. Our security was taken. Security was taken. Anything like that. And so we're working to get it back because after you voluntarily leave the program, you can get back in 90 or 30 days. But we watch hours are only sitting at 2023 right now, so we can't get back to where they're supposed to be. And then we'll sign back up again. So so that's the scoop. So anybody that can help us with watch hours, give us back, we'll take it. Oh, I hear the thunder, guys. I hear the thunder. I just heard it. So, with that being said, just heard the thunder, right? And I don't want my equipment stuck in the rain. So there's this little part. Yeah, gonna get it. Thunder comes. Not saying that the thing is close, but just heard it. Wet. Soap caddies and yarn and all that kind of stuff too. This is almost done. The rest of it will be the blue, and that will be our paramedic soap with the white strip. So I got it. There's a speeder on. I gotta make sure it and I want to make sure that go down to the mailbox and do the get the mail real quick. I want to do that before the rain starts hitting. So I love y'all. This has been nice. I'm glad I came out when I did and hit before the rain. Just through the thunder. I see the dark clouds coming over this way. So we're gonna get inside before it pours down buckets and rain. I'm gonna get the recaps up in a little bit, and I love you all. We'll try to come out tomorrow. I don't know if we're going any place. We may not be going anyplace till like this weekend. I'm slowly getting back to things and so forth. So with that being said, guys, be proud of being you. Everyone else is taken. Keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook is required. We have you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And we'll see you on the next one. Maybe here that we'll be sitting here for a little bit. We'll see where we're at, y'all. And I love y'all. Have a great day. Thank you so much for your support and watching our content as we're getting back to the road of monetization. You guys are rock stars. I see my little speeder friend is going to have to come off of there. All right. Love y'all. Have a good day. And I don't think we'll be in terrible weather. We're just going to have some severe stuff coming our way. Not major stuff, but some rain overnight. All right. Love y'all. Talk to you later. Bye bye. And remember, you're one of a kind and you're unique and be proud of being yourself. Love y'all. Have a great night. Bye bye, everybody. And if your word rains, stay dry. Bye bye, everybody.